God's favorite son. I'm a dove on a wing to alight upon thee. Blessed you with my vision throughout the rainy season. Poured upon you love, awoke you from the flood. Raised thee up to the heavens and the planting of my seed. So you come in the water, a barge to light the darkness, a sun on the way to deliver day from night, and you go by the wall of my hands for your making. Like a bread I restore you in the fullness of your rising. Oh yeah. Oh, for your rising, I restore you with the warmth of my hand. You stand upon the shores of Lake Pacify, your limbs outstretched to touch the sound my lungs are breathing, and I will rustle through your posture, will receive me. Give up your leaf upon the wind to find you're really naked. Make for me a flower, and the bees will dance to save you. Receive my fruit with all your mouth, my seed upon your tongue. Sweat until it makes you burst. Restore the earth about you. Give unto me your son. The seed bequeaths your legacy. Oh yeah. Oh, reach higher. See me above you, like a light in the sky. So I'm playing a little earlier in the day, and it's a different type of energy. Hello. And B, come say hello. I did another split yesterday, and my skills keep improving, and I learn quite a lot. Times in the day to do things, different types of energy. And these bees were very happy about me splitting them up. Well, I assume they're happy. For once I wasn't attacked. So now I'm on 8 hives, and that's still quite a lot of work. And ideally, I'd like to see maybe up to about 15 with a free influx of swarm bees coming occasionally. And trying out different systems where I don't mind losing bees, you know. Bees don't really disappear off the face of the earth and then magically reappear in someone else's hive for nothing. Bees have an incredible survival instinct, and they're just like humans in a way. So if you're thinking that you've got a colony of bees about you and then suddenly they die, there'll be some survivors in that, and they'll be looking for other places to move into. And in a way, that's a very interesting correlation with what's actually going on in human societies. And I want to say that, you know, I've got some very close friends who are capitalists, unlike me, and who make their money purely from money. And it doesn't mean that they don't have compassion or an etiquette towards poor people, or great ethos in times of trouble. And they've always been good-natured, always putting their family first, and they've helped me out occasionally. But the point being is that they're not. Some of them are not even religious, and they don't have to be. And in a way, that's an even greater quality, that they can rely upon their own intellect and rationale to be able to help people. So it's not just about being part of a great spiritual community. It's also about seeing how materially you are well endowed, and using that to help those who are around you. So there's lots of people out there helping, but it's not enough. And infrastructure of society needs to change to root out all that greed. And one of the big places we probably have to start with is the inflated egos of sports personalities, as well as businessmen. But sports personalities, because they thrive off media. And when you consider how many sports personalities there are, and how little impact, visual impact they have on the earth in terms of percentage, you know, so many people out there earning millions upon millions just for winning a tournament. And some of them get knighthoods, some of them are my heroes. But I'm always in for the underdog. So I like to see people rise up from nothing, from the ashes. But when they're up there, mentalities change, and they just don't do enough. So this is the real issue. Don't keep the rich ignorant. Educate the rich first, because they'll pay for that, and they'll pay to learn how to be respected by the poor without begrudging them. And the poor in turn will learn how to respect the rich without begrudging them, because it transcends the material world, and it brings the ethos of human societies back closer together. Like bees. And there are good lessons to be learnt there with bees, just observing them and seeing how they behave, and I learned so much. You can learn so much just by looking from the outside what the problem is on the inside. You stepping out, rather than going in there and saying, okay, this is the problem, take this out, that out, kill this queen, they'll produce a new one, blah, blah, blah. They work on an instinct, and there's no one real authority in a colony of bees. It's a collective consciousness, as you may or may not know, and the queen is a sacrificial pawn at the end of the day. When she's not producing, they'll soon replace her. Now, that's not a decision of one bee. That's a collective intelligence, which is genetically made up in the species. I think I've learnt a lot to just by being in touch with nature and seeing what comes freely. And when that thing does come freely, like for instance a swarm or some self-seeded wild food, even the stuff that's been thrown away in the landscape by previous tenants who abandoned their toys and their goods because they've grown out of them or they don't have any more interest, can actually provide a useful function for me. And you know, when I think I found a porcelain double basin sink, which I was thinking about and have been thinking about for about a year, when I found it, I could not have bought one to those specifics. It's just incredible how, even aesthetically, it was my choice. If I'd gone out to a shop and actually bought a sink, and then I found it here in the dry riverbed whilst taking my dogs out for a walk and going on in a way that I'd never been before. So that's why I found it, you see. I trod a path that was untrodden. I created a new path, and there was a gift at the end of it. And it reflects a lot about my journeys when I do my big bicycle rides around the world. That if you go out with this intention that you need a B&B at the end of the day and a hot shower, well, that's already the mind killer, because you need to transcend that and see the unexpected that's going to happen. And you need to find the gift that nature's actually providing to you, whether that's an encounter, a person, something you find, a feeling, a comfort. That song was called God's Favourite Son, and it's for me, it's a song I wrote about 15, 20 years ago. Again, I think I remember writing it at a festival. And it's for everyone to receive. God's favourite son is everybody, including daughters. There's no such thing as a gendered spirituality, really. Spirituality is this idea that we are both male and female. Okay, thank you, and I'll wish you the best Easters.